The new moon in Sagittarius is a total solar eclipse. It happens on December 14th. New moons are conjunctions. The sun and the moon coupled together, conjunct, and this one's at 23 degrees, 8 minutes Sagittarius. New moons happen once a month, sometimes twice a month. Now, this new moon is an extremely strong new beginning because it's a total solar eclipse. Eclipses are the most powerful transit you can experience. They herald and usher in new beginnings and completions, and their effects can last 6 months into the future. So you may be experiencing new beginnings right now and completions at the same time. And that's why it's really important to be practicing extreme self-care, taking really good care of yourself. And I find staying present is really key in these times we're living in. Don't project yourself out into the future too far. It's really important to be here now and take it one day at a time, one moment at a time. So another significant thing about this eclipse is that it's happening a week before solstice. And on solstice, we have the Jupiter and Saturn coupling together at 0 degrees Aquarius, ushering in a new 20-year cycle in the air signs, as well as a new 200-year era. We're calling it an era in the air signs. I did make a video on that, and you can click on videos below to find it. So we live cycles within cycles. A new moon is a new 30-day cycle. This new moon is a total solar eclipse, which is extremely powerful, and its effects will last for the next 6 months, as well as we're on the threshold of the new year and solstice, which is a new 3-month cycle, and the new 20-year and 200-year era that's about to be born. Very exciting times. Now, this new moon has both lights, the sun and the moon, coupled together in Sagittarius, which is a mutable fire sign. Adaptable, adjustable, fun-loving. Sagittarius' key word is I perceive. The archer, he represents the archer who shoots his arrow in the air. And it's all about aiming high. Now, Sagittarius governs the 9th house of faith, understanding, the superconscious mind. It is the symbol of the centaur, the half man, half animal. He's also carrying a bow and arrow aimed upward. It represents our attempt to free ourselves from our lower nature and become that which we are on the higher plane. So it is about overcoming the negative ego, the shadow side, the lower nature, not being driven by the animal nature, and becoming a self-master, gaining self-mastery over ourselves. And that's how we'll bring peace to the world. If we can create peace within ourselves, then we'll see peace in the world. And this is a really spiritual, philosophical, fundamental sign that has to do with the self as multidimensional being. That, yes, we have an animal lower nature, but we also have a soul self, a mighty I am presence, a higher self. And when we bring that into the physical body, we become that spiritual self and we gain mastery over our negative ego. Now, we want to have a healthy ego. It's not about being ego-less. It is about coming from a place of compassion and understanding for self so that we can have that for others. And that is why Sagittarius represents the higher consciousness, the superconscious mind, and the expansion of consciousness so that we can appreciate our differences, appreciate who we are, and respect all life and respect each other. Sagittarius is a very social sign. It is outgoing, optimistic, extroverted in its approach to life. And another word for perception is intuition. So it's a very intuitive sign. So the new moon message is to leave behind the old perceptions and judgments that have held back your awareness of the higher dimensions, higher love, higher knowledge, the power of being open to something new, like travel, conversation, study, and learning new skills. Now, Mercury is coupled together with the South Node. Mercury is in Sagittarius as well. South Node, there's 2 points on the moon that are really important: the North Node and the South Node. The North Node represents the direction in life we are to go in. The South Node is where we are to travel no more. So we have the North Node in Gemini and the South Node in Sagittarius. Mercury is coupled with the South Node. So it's about staying out of old habits of thinking, self-limiting beliefs. The shadow side of Sagittarius is extreme prejudice, self-righteousness. My beliefs are right, and if you don't agree with what I believe, you're wrong. And this is what causes division amongst us, is that we go into our camps of, I'm going to be with those that only agree with me, and I am not going to listen to or have anything to do with those that disagree with my beliefs. And that's what's, so extreme it has been, for several years now. And now moving into the new era, the air, and here at the Sagittarius solar eclipse, we're being reminded to let go of our self-limiting beliefs that are holding us back and not allowing us to see the good in others, to see the light in others, even if they don't align with our beliefs. So the shadow side of Sagittarius can be, extreme prejudice and just self-righteousness of, I'm right, and therefore that's all there is. And we want to be open to other people's beliefs, other people's way of living, because that's how we grow. That's how we become more, as well as bring peace to the planet. Now, the good news is Mars is in Aries, the sister sign of Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, and Sag are the fire signs. And he's in positive energy flow with both lights and Mercury. He is trining the sun and the moon and Mercury and the South Node in Sagittarius. So this can give you a lot of confidence, and he's empowering you to take decisive action, to cut away what is no longer serving you, and to use your words to inspire and uplift other people. And I like the saying, do no harm. That is the creed that doctors take, is if I can't heal or help, I do no harm. And that's something that we can all practice, is if I can't contribute in my words, then I'm not going to criticize or condemn or judge others simply because I don't agree with them or they don't agree with me. I'm going to practice do no harm. And this also helps to lift the energy and lift us all into higher consciousness, because we're holding the space, we're creating the space for the light to shine through and the higher energy of Sagittarius to come through. Now, Jupiter is the ruling planet of Sagittarius, and he is at a very critical degree here. Both he and Saturn are at 29 degrees. Well, Saturn's almost in Aquarius. He'll enter in 3 days from now on the 17th, and then Jupiter will join him on the 19th. So 29 degrees is at the end of something. So it sometimes can have the feeling of do or die. It's like, I got to get this together, or, it's not going to be good when any planet is at 29 degrees. So with Jupiter at the end of Capricorn, we need to really watch out for our limited thinking, because, it's now or never. It's now or never. We can learn from our past. And I think that's a message here. Is like, let's learn from the past, let's look back with loving kindness at, okay, I could have handled that better, or I could have done that better. And it's also time to really understand where perhaps our thinking is too limited, or maybe we are too hard on other people and not allowing them to learn from where they are at the place that they're at. And by letting this go, it frees us up. It frees up the energy. So Jupiter and Saturn are saying, come on now, we're almost in Aquarius now, and we need to not only learn from our past, but it's time to move into the future. It's time to move in. And when we do that, when we take that approach of, okay, I'm done with this, I'm getting ready for the new, I'm finishing this up, and now I'm ready to move into something new. It allows for the universe to come in and support us and direct us on our path and where we need to be. Because, and I talked about this in the Jupiter-Saturn video in Aquarius, is, I see this time, especially over this next 6 months, is a time where we're all going to be receiving our new soul agreements, our new soul contracts. And these are things that have been decided before we even took embodiment. It's now time for them to take place. So it can be a new relationship, a new group that you're going to belong to, a new job, a new living location, a new friendship, a new soulmate, a new soul family. And so we want to be ready for that. We want to be ready for the new and not weighed down by what's happened in the past. So it is about releasing the old way of thinking, the self-limiting beliefs, so that we can be born anew in this new era. And that's exciting. I think it's really interesting. Now, Sagittarius is a fire sign like Aries and Leo. And in the Tarot, it represents the Wands cards. The Wands. So the Wands cards represent fire. So your focus may be on your work, creativity, spiritual matters. Sagittarius is a spiritual sign. It rules the 9th house of spirituality, philosophy, religion, what you believe. It's also a time where it's about your personal growth and the expansion of consciousness, developing new ideas, new enterprise, having increased energy, initiative, and a sense of renewal. And that is really exciting. I do like this new moon. I mean, it is going to be intense because it's an eclipse and it's at the end of the year, and we're closing out the karma of 2020. December is the heaviest month because it's the last month of the year. It's like accounting where you close out the books. We're closing out 2020 and we're stepping into 2021, and a lot is happening for all of us on a personal level as well as on the collective level. So it's really important that we hold the light, that we hold the light within, especially in the northern hemisphere because it's so dark. And we're at the darkest time of the year until we hit solstice, and then we start gaining in light again. So we have to go by the light within us. And it's important to keep the faith. Sagittarius rules faith. That's why the archer, he's shooting his arrow. He's not really sure where it's going, but he has the faith that it's going to hit his target and it's going to take him higher. It's going to take him to his goals. So we want to keep the faith even when we're experiencing pain, loss, change, or other tests and challenges that we are experiencing now here in December. The new era is about to be born. And I find, the most important thing at these times that we're living in that's helpful is to stay really present. Let go of the past. The past is gone. We can't change the past. There's no power there. All power is in the now, in the choices we make today. Don't go out into the future because you're not there yet. You have no power there, and it can get scary, and it can create fear. Our power is in the choices we make today. So stay very present. Keep the faith. And we are doing a meditation on the 21st so that we can focus the light and anchor the light and help to accelerate the timeline for the age of love, truth, freedom, liberation, well-being, health, abundance, and prosperity for all, the age of Aquarius. We are the forerunners. We came here to be here at this time to help bring in this new age. And it's not easy. It's challenging. And bringing in the light doesn't mean all the darkness is gone and everyone's going to be singing Kumbala. Not at all. We will be working with the challenges and working with ourselves to overcome our own personal challenges. But we're all in this together, and together we can unite as one heart and one mind focused on this dawning age. And the Sagittarius new moon is here to help us release the old, release the limited thinking, and allow for the new opportunities that the universe is just waiting to bring to you. And that's good news. So thank you for liking and sharing my videos. You are rocking awesome. And thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And I will be back with the Cancer full moon. And for those of you that celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year! And I'll be saying that again too. I love saying that. Happy New Year!